and we went to a dam where the water was blocking a river. The dam was blocking the water on the river. Then we visited the Allied Cemetery.
What is cemetery?
Cemetery? It was the Allied Cemetery. It was a place where they buried the prisoners and people who died building the bridge on the River Kwai back in 1941, 42, 43. So we went and visited what they call the Allied Cemetery, where soldiers from Australia, New Zealand, England, United States were buried, and they had died when building the bridge. So we went and visited the cemetery, and then the waterfall, the bridge, the dam, and then a forest where they had a huge tree. It was an unbelievable size. It was something like this, and it had branches coming all out of it, and all different things. It was a huge tree, 400 years old, I think, right?
Yeah, over.
Yeah, over 400 years old.
Oh, is a big tree?
Oh yeah, it was huge. Yeah, there were people walking all around under the tree, but it was very, very big tree. I don't think I've ever seen one that big before. So these were the main things that we saw: was the bridge, the dam, the cemetery, World War II, the forest where the tree was located, and the giant waterfall that we saw down there yesterday. So we traveled in the van all through the area, covering all this. So that's the way it worked out. Do you have any questions about the words?
Forest.
Forest.
Pronunciation.
Forest. 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 Yeah.
Thai say forest.
Forest. In the forest. Forest with all the trees everywhere. So we were there, then the waterfall, the cemetery, the dam, and the bridge. And it wasn't really crowded with tourists, so being a Monday, so I think the crowd was down, so it wasn't too crowded. But we were able to go from place to place pretty quick.
It's crowded on Saturday and Sunday.
I think on the weekend it's a lot different than on Sunday.
How about the weather in Kanchanaburi? Weather.
Well, it was hot.
Very hot.
It was very hot. I would say very hot, maybe 30 or 32 degrees.
Oh.
I think over.
Or over maybe,
Yeah.
over that.
Yeah.
And so it was very hot and sunny. So when we were walking around, we could feel, it was pretty tough to do. So we have the bridge, the dam, the cemetery, the forest, and the waterfall were the main places that we saw. And those are the key words for the trip: bridge, dam, cemetery, forest, and waterfall.
I have ever gone or I have ever been.
Now, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say you have never been, or you have been?
I have been.
Right. You don't use.
But not say ever.
Not ever.
Oh, I have been.
So my question to you would be: have you ever been to the bridge? Have you ever been to the bridge? Yes, I have been.
Oh, yes, I
But
have.
not, yes, I have ever been, no. Have you ever been? Yes, I have. So if I ask you, have you ever been to the bridge? Your answer is, yes, I have, or no, I haven't.
Oh,
But you have been to the bridge.
yes, I have.
I have been to the bridge. say, have you ever
Have you ever?
been to the bridge? Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
And that's it. Not yes, I have ever, or yes, I ever have. No,
Oh,
no.
I understand.
Just,
Thank you.
right. Just, yes, I have. No, I haven't. The question is, have you ever been? And the answer would be, yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
No, I haven't. If you haven't been. Or, have you ever been to the bridge? No, I have never. Never. N-E-V-E-R.
I have never or haven't. Have not.
I have not been to the bridge. I have never been
I
to the
have
bridge.
never.
Yeah. So, if you have never gone to the bridge, you would just say, no, you're right, I have never been to the bridge.
Okay.
It all depends on the situation, but it's, have you ever? Then your answer could be, no, I never. Have you ever been to the bridge? No, I have never been to the bridge. Have you ever? No, I've never. Get the idea there?
Yes, thank you.
Ever? Never? A little bit different. Any questions about the words?
No,
Got them down? Okay? All right.
thank you. What is the dam block the river?
The name of the dam, or
The duty of the dam.
oh,
For block water.
Yeah. it controls the flow of the water. So you have the river, and the water is flowing, and so they build the dam so that they can stop the water,
Or the dam stop the water.
or they can let it come through a little bit here, maybe a little bit over there, instead of all rushing through. They control the flow of the water. The dam controls the flow of the water in the river. So that's the way it works.
Teacher, sometimes I see waterfall, they don't have water, they have only fawn and S. Yesterday I noticed the name of waterfall. The waterfall we visit, they spell F-A-L-L-S.
Waterfalls.
They don't have water, they spell only falls.
Falls.
I don't know why.
Well, if everybody knows it's a waterfall, then you
Yeah.
can say, have you ever visited the falls?
Yeah, the falls.
But yeah, sometimes they'll call it just the falls.
Yeah, for
But you have to,
S.
most of the
Yeah.
time, yeah, with the S,
yeah.
the falls. Like in America, the famous waterfalls are Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Falls. The falls. But the dam controls the flow of the water. The bridge spans across the river so that you can cross the river. Yeah, it was very interesting to see all those things again. Any other questions?
No, thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Teacher, there are many Thai research in Kanchanaburi.
The-
Thai research.
Desserts?
DESERT. Research for it. Thai dessert.
How do you spell it?
D-E-S-E-R-T.
Thai dessert, Thai sweet,
Thai
Is it one S or two S?
dessert.
double
One or two.
Two.
dessert, Thai dessert,
Not dessert. Dessert.
dessert. Yeah, double S for
Oh, double S.
sweet. Yeah.
Dessert.
Yeah, this is a dessert.
Below for sweet.
Food of some sort. That's a food, a dessert.
Oh,
A desert is a very dry area, a very hot and dry area in a country. In the United States, all through this area here is a desert area.
dessert.
Yeah, desert area. Very dry, sandy, rocky, and this is dessert.
Dessert. Dessert.
Some type of food that you would have after a meal. Yeah, they have a lot of desserts in Thailand.
Do you like it?
Yeah, yeah, they're good. Yeah.
I think it is very sweet.
Huh?
Well, very sweet. Sweet. S-W-E-E-T.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, the desserts are very sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet. S-W-E-E-T. They're very sweet.
It's not for health. It's not good for health.
Sometimes not. Depends on how much sugar and things like that are in the dessert, but most of the time, it's okay. You don't want to eat it all, eat it all the time. But it's okay. Dessert, desert.
Dessert.
One S and two.
Dessert,
Desert, dessert.
yes, dessert. Dessert, I like Thai dessert. Thailand is a land of food.
And also dessert has another meaning. Dessert is to, if you're in the military and you run away, you are a deserter, or you have deserted. He deserted.
Dessert,
To run away in the military and just go away and leave the army
dessert,
and just disappear.
disappear.
He deserted the army.
Dessert.
So there's a lot of different ways to use the same word. Okay. Dessert and desert and dessert. Okay, let's see. See if you can tell me, what does this headline mean? Papal mass to attract 70K people. Mass to attract 70K people.
Mass. Mass,
Papal,
many people. Mass.
papal mass
Mass.
to attract 70K people.
70K. Mass. Many people is a mass. Many. No?
No?
Attract. Attract mean it's like attraction.
Yeah.
Make people come.
First of all, what is papal?
We don't know.
He'll be here next month.
Oh.
We're going to make a big deal about it in Thailand.
อะไรนะโอ้
Oh, okay, the Pope Francis.
Pope Francis. Mass, in one sense, if I said, what is the word mass, you could say a large collection of something.
Yeah.
A massive bot on the floor, a mass of people have arrived.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's the Pope, papal,
Papal.
Mass, the ceremony, the Catholic religious ceremony. The Catholic religious ceremony, known as the Mass, will attract, will bring in, when the Pope comes to Thailand, will attract, bring to the place 70, what's K?
K mean 1,000 K mean 1,000
Right, 70,000 people in Thailand. So when the Pope says the Mass, the ceremony, in Thailand in November, it is expected to attract 70,000 people. So it'll be a big deal when it happens here. But that's what that headline means. It means the papal mass will attract 70,000 people. Attract, to draw in, an attraction. If you go to a shopping mall, there'll sometimes be signs up that say, oh, a free this or free that.
Yeah.
Come on in, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, whatever. They try to attract customers. Like, oh, let's go see what they got. Kind of attract customers. So to attract, they're saying that the fact that the Pope himself is coming to Thailand and will say Mass, have the ceremony, the religious ceremony, that 70,000 people are signed up to come, to attend. Any questions about that? Pope? Papal.
Papal and Pope the same meaning?
Same meaning, but one describes, the Pope will say Mass on November 21st, I think. It will be a papal Mass. That is the adjective for Pope. The Pope will say Mass. It will be a papal Mass. The papal presence. It's the adjective that describes something that the Pope is going to do. So Pope Francis will say Mass, and it will be in front of 70,000 people. There will be a papal Mass. A papal Mass. The Mass said by Pope Francis.
70K is
70,000 people. 100K, 100,000. It's what they use in the newspapers to save space. Instead of saying 70,000 people, 70K. Kilometers, K.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be.
Kilograms, K.
Yeah.
People, K.
Yeah.
So you can say 70,000. How far is it to the next city? 70K. 70 kilometers. 70 kilometers to the next city. How many people will attend? 70K. 70,000. Any questions?
No thanks.
Okay. So that will be a big deal. And one other one here. Trade perk. Cut spur government to act. Trade perk.
I know trade the deal. Yeah. Make business.
Right. have to see if there are any perks. It's a word that they used to refer to in jobs where if you receive an extra benefit, something extra, to try to attract people to work in the job. If you say, well, you're going to work here in our office, and oh, by the way, we're also, as a perk, an additional perk to get you to sign up, they'll say, oh, and also you'll have trips to Hong Kong, London, Rome during the year for business purposes. So these would be extra perks, something added into the job to try to get somebody to join up. An extra bonus of some sort.
Perk is a noun.
Perk, yeah,
Noun.
right.
Just perk.
It's a term that's come up over years, and usually in employment when the company is trying to get somebody to join that they want for some special reason, they'll add additional perks, not just your salary, but this will also include trips to Hong Kong, Sydney, Australia, Bangkok, Rome, and London during the year. Little extra things that maybe, oh, that sounds great, I think I'd like to do that. A perk, something extra to attract attention. It's a lure or attraction to try to attract, again, somebody to a certain job. Wow, that sounds really good, that job. You get a free trip to London, to Bangkok, to Hong Kong, and Sydney, Australia during the year. That's a very good perk, an extra bonus of some sort.
How about on loan? On loan is money?
It could be a money, yeah, it could be a money too, a perk. You get an extra bonus, let's say, for if your salary is, let's say, 100,000. They say, well, if you sign right now, we'll make it 125,000. Oh, okay, I'll sign up right now for the bonus, the perk. Usually the perk is not so much the money as the extra little things that are beneficial to the person, like the free travel, international travel, let's say, or something along those lines, an extra, something other than just the money, little extra. So that's what they're referring to here, a trade perk, cut spur government to act. Says here, AOT told to have landing fees to lure more flights. To have the landing fee to lure more flights. The airports of Thailand they're asking the airports in Thailand to lower their fees to get more people to fly in. So, could be to attract or to lure. The same idea. Lure. Yeah. The airport will reduce its fee if you land here. If you land at our airport, we'll reduce the fee. It's a lure. When you go fishing, you have and you have your fishing pole. Down here, a little something for the fish, a lure. To get the fish to bite the hook. You get the idea? A lure. A lure would be a little piece on the hook. You have the hook, the fishing hook. Then you put something here, and you put it in the water, and here comes the fish, right up you go. allure.
allure,
So to lure or attract.
to attract.
They're reducing the fees at the airport to attract more planes to land at the airport. They're trying to lure more planes to land at the airport. Lure or attract. So you have a perk, several perks in your job to try to get you to be attracted to the position. They give you several perks in order to get you to sign up. Allure, attract. Any questions about that? Okay, very good. A perk.
Some word about business, some word about the trade.
Yeah.
Special word.
Okay, I think that was it.
Good.
In America right now, they're playing the baseball World Series. And it says Alvarez, he's one of the players. Alvarez puts Astros on brink of title. Brink of title. The Houston Astros are playing the Washington Nationals in the World Series. And apparently the Astros won yesterday. What does it mean to be on the brink of a title?
Beautiful.
Brink?
Beautiful. Good thought.
It's like you blink your eye. No? Oh yeah.
Blink,
Blink.
blink,
Blink.
blink, B-L-I-N-K.
Blink.
This is brink.
Blink. You say blink.
So the World Series is the best of 7 games. Best of 7. What does best of 7 mean? The best of 7 games.
It's the last 7 team.
Excellent. Excellent game. Excellent game.
Well, the winner of the World Series in the United States is the team that wins the best of 7 games. There's 7 games. The best of 7 would be 4. I win 4 times, I lose 3 times. 7 games, the best of 7. It's a 7-game series. The team that wins 4 times has won the best of 7 games. Because if you've won 4 times, you can only lose 3 times. Because it's over after 7. So, right now, it's the Astros 3 games to 2 games for the Nationals. They've played 5 games. Astros have won 3. So, the Astros only need to win 1 of the last 2 games. You see that? 1 of the last 2 games could be 4. We win. If they lose tomorrow, then it's 3-3. Then 1 game left. And the winner is the one that is decided. So on the brink of a title means on the very edge of winning. 1 more game and they win the title. 1 more game. So they are on the brink. Ready to win.
Yeah.
Right on the